So in next 20 minutes, I will tell you my story. It is not a presentation. It is my life story. So disclaimer is that I don't know whether it will be true in your life also, because this is my recipe and my recipe is my recipe. Dhoni cannot become Dhoni by copying Tendulkar. He has to develop his own stroke. So don't copy it. The title is Strategy for Success, Accelerator for Growth. So above line is my CEO, below line is me. So he always makes strategy for his success and use me as an accelerator for growth. Yeah, this is what is happening. Once I asked him, why escalator, why not speed? Because you always talk about do fast, do fast, do fast. He says, because speed has no direction, it thrills but kills. Accelerator or acceleration has a direction. Speed is not a direction. Acceleration has a direction. So I want you to work in a direction for my success. That's why you are the accelerator. Is that okay? But before I start with my business, let us see whether in the nature or law of nature also support this idea of accelerator or not. So nature says survival, I say survival versus growth. So every day this gazelle has to run faster to survive. Every day the tiger has to run faster to survive. This means every day both of them run faster. And this is called survival in the dynamic, ever-changing environment. The gazelle has options. Sorry. So gazelle has appointed me as an accelerator. I asked some funny questions. And after the funny questions, I said, okay, I'll give you a solution which is beyond your imagination. And naturally, I have to say that it is coming out of passions, courage, and all these things. And I came up with this solution. Why can't this happen? IT is doing all those things. They say that with a touch of a button, I don't know what happens. But in my case, always it says runtime error, data overload. No, sorry, if people get hurted by my statement, I withdraw it, but this is my reality. Idea is not that what solution is coming. Idea is that can we have a exponential results with the minimum investment? So my CEO was an engineering man. He has learned only derivative, which says when the variable tends to zero, what happens? I am from the finance background. I have learned linear programming, which says how to maximize with the minimum. So this is a picture. At 211 degree Fahrenheit, water is boiling, which gives burn. But at 212 degree Fahrenheit, it will become steam. This steam can run engine or a turbine. In a derby race or in a 100-meter race, the distance between first and the second one is, but the money and recognition difference is this much. We call it a principle of 1%, that with 1% extra effort, you get an exponential results. I always tried, I never got those results, but okay. I can show you on the screen what is happening. So, normally we say that our CEOs are having some vision and a purpose. In that purpose, I can use a concept or a theory or a methodology. I can be a person or an organization to get his growth, which is can be order value, revenue, profit, cash. We can give any name. But the method is very clear. Are we really aware that what he wants? Is every organization aware of this thing or not? See, it's a very funny situation. You have to get the best of everybody for the personal goal of CEO. Yes, boss. The goal is of the CEO, and I have to motivate, cajole, coach, mentor. I don't know what all words you can use to get the best. So I have to tell everybody, yes, you have a purpose, sense of a life. Beside earning money, you have to do something. This purpose should be known. I have to arouse interest in the people. Then the action can come. I have to mentor also. And then finally, there should be some money and controlling should happen. With this, I can achieve a goal. But yes, technology and data are the enablers. And since I have in my organization, always a mature business or a growing business or a new, let's say, emerging businesses, as a CFO, I have to balance between exploitation versus exploration. Exploitation not in a bad sense, but getting more and more every day. And exploration is sinking money in the failures with the thought that perhaps they will come up with a new product for me. It's very strange that we have exploitation and exploration. What you will do as a CFO? So you have to do two tasks, balancing and switching. How to balance both or how to switch from here to here. Some people call it ambidexterity. A person who can write with both the hands is ambidextrous. He knows when to switch and how to balance. The same thing we have to learn. With this, perhaps we get something. So, now let us see what is the expectation and perception. So I always used to say that we give a true and fair value of the business. My CEO always says, historical cost of one asset versus another asset, a third asset. You never give me a snapshot of the business. I always says, I have a one source of information. He says, yes, Excel. Everything you download and in the Excel and give me a graph. So Excel is one source of information for you. I said, I'm your strategic partner. Yeah, you always share gains, you never share pains with me. Data, how to use data? You only make alerts and dashboards, never give me a constructive data. And finally, you are a PPT. PPT is not PowerPoint presentation, it is push, punish, terrorize. With your numbers and analysis, you only do this part. You don't know how to use data. I said, but we have made a credible plans. Yeah, all past data with some percentage. For you, tomorrow happened yesterday. With some percentage. With this reality, I showed him one graph. No. I was a controller when I used to keep a books and records. I became a performance advisor, then a business advocate, and I will be a strategic partner one day. He says, please show the slides only in the conferences. In reality, you are nothing. In reality, you are only delivering what I demand. Okay? I said, but I've connected all the matrices with the strategy. ROCEs, we talk about ROCEs in this morning. It is profit upon capital employed. If I break into three parts, profit upon sales, sales upon asset, asset upon capital employed, it links to the strategy of sales, investment, and credit management. He says, once again, you are scaring me. I am earning, you say you are not earning. If I say turning, you say you are not earning. And finally, the leverage is high, low. You are using too many jargons. Okay, still it is good. Then I said, no, boss. See, use of power of data. You always think I give you what has happened, where it has happened, and why it has happened. But I am going up on the ladder to say how to avoid and maximize or how to exploit. What do you mean by exploit? Yes, sir, I can even exploit risks in the favor of company. Why? How? So, I have a customer sitting here, for example, jet freight carriers. Sometime back, NHAI came up with the model that they will pay only when the system is commissioned, because a lot of foreign companies are bringing and dumping the material in India and then absconding. I said, wow, let us exploit this risk of payment only in the end, because nobody in this world can quote for such a contract and will give our price. Believe me, 22 people bought the tender, only 2 quoted. We were the winner. I will not tell you, we have made a shameless margin, only this much I can tell you in this project with NHAI. So we can even exploit the risk in our favor. I always show this graph to impress everybody how I grow from initial phase to growth phase and to accelerator phase. Reality is this. This is all because I faced those situations. I have no other option but to do all these things. And here I will say, because my day starts with that, I come to office, I come with some thought, but the moment I sit down on my seat, the first thing is, boss bula raha hai. I'll go to his room, he will give me something else. This is very urgent. I'll give him that urgent. I prepare that urgent, then he says, let us discuss, or we'll discuss in afternoon. So now I also understood when he says, tomorrow is my meeting, this means it is 2 weeks from now. So I can work on the things not in a hurry. I can tell you, in my 34 years of career, I faced 16 CEOs, because no CEO was able to manage me more than 2 years. Yeah. And secondly, you make life so miserable, they say, elevate him. He is asking too many questions. So this is a complex map. You have processes, systems, data, people, and a mindset. 6-dimensional curve. And here the finance community has to decide how to make an insight from the hindsight to make a foresight. It is not tomorrow happened yesterday. It is making insight in the hindsight. And there I will say, IT has done a wonderful job that we can do this part very quickly. So there is in US, there are basketball championship which happens in New York. I don't remember the name of the teams, but there is a yellow team and there is a red team. Every 4 years this championship happens. In the last 150 years, whenever yellow team wins, Democrat is makes the president. Whenever the red team wins, the other party get the presidency. Such a data really impresses you to make a really foresight what to do. One thing I will talk about, we have talked about risk and all these things. In risk, one has to be clear what is internal and external. Internals are to be fixed at any cost, only de-risk the external. Sometimes we want to do other way around. Never try to fix external issues or de-risk the internal issues. I can give you worse. This is not copyright. I can give you, it's not issue. This is my journey. I'll give you an example. Incentive schemes. What we want to drive out of incentives? So my CEO used to say, if he has achieved the budget, pay him 100%. More than budget, 200%. I said that we are giving fixed pay for drinking, eating, joking. If for achieving budget also he has to get a incentive, then it's okay. Yeah, you're too harsh. I said, yeah, because in last 34 years you never expected anything from me and I have not delivered. That's why I was meeting expectation. Otherwise, you will see everybody excelled, department failed. Operation successful, patient died. What we want to drive, we have to be very clear. So let's say with the sales engine, I want to drive orders, and only those orders which can be revenued, and only those revenues which can be collected. Otherwise, I will have so many crying babies on my lap, and I don't know how to take care of them. And then on top of it, my boss wants a product mix also, because he has to answer the headquarter also, product bonus. So what we devise is that order value will be a gate. If you achieve 100%, only then you are eligible. If you are not achieved, the gate is not open. We'll pay you on collected revenue. If you collect this year, we'll pay you. If you collect next year we'll pay you. But we'll pay you only on collected revenue. And if you bring the mix that we want, you will get an accelerator, which can be 20%. But if you will not get, you will get a de-accelerator, which may be 5%. But you will get a hit that you have not got the right mix for us. With this, you can drive some behavior in the organization. Same way, group leader, he will get total of all. What's market share? I don't know. Because I never know what's the market. Whenever my CEO asks me what's the market size, I said it's enough to sell our products, boss. Don't ask me the number. You have a strategy guy who can give you a number. For me, it's enough. I want from group leader share in the customer wallet and not the market share. Please fix correct responsibility and accountability at the right level. If you want to talk about market share, don't talk about it. Wallet is enough. And the regional manager, sir, you are responsible for price realization. The poor salesman is not deciding the price. You are deciding the price. So you should put your bet for the price realization. This scheme, made in 3 days, took 1.5 years to convince people. After implementation, the whole bonus was self-financed. For incentive was a self-financed thing, and we got 20% growth in the business. So this has really helped us. I take a pride in saying that yes, perhaps I have done something in the business. Another thing, we always make P&L, balance sheet, cash flow, all in silos. Company-wise, product-wise, this-wise, that-wise. We never see end-to-end. How a particular customer gives you the business. I can tell you, nobody will sell to Reliance if you make. You will get the worst prices from Reliance, worst payment terms from Reliance, but you will still want to do business with them. So I always say, do this analysis and gift some customer to your competitor, boss. They also have to survive. If you see the marketing data of any company, the way they project that, all salesmen project how the competitors have got the market share, they are not telling with their balance sheet. I think all those companies should have been closed, but it has never happened. Use the data. And here I'll say, create customer voice profitability, do cross-selling, gift things to competitors, they have to also survive, and then create a value for you. And I can tell you, if you adopt this thing, although I would say don't adopt because this is my recipe, but minimum 10% more value you will get, this I can assure you. Create end-to-end process, you will get a lot of things inside. So, with this, journey begins together towards tomorrow. This is what I want to share with you on Accelerator for Growth, who is working on the strategy for success. Thank you.